evening, folks, and welcome to the Turbo Tractor Talk Show on the road. I'm your host, world-renowned Turbo Tractor. And who knew that the circus could use dance performers? I sure didn't, but tonight we're going to hear about the very first dancing car in the circus. Please welcome to the stage, Ivy.
There's one thing I have to say. There's actually been many cars that have danced in the circus. However, I'm actually the first truck to dance in the circus.
Oh, is that so? Well, my mistake.
It's no problem. I'm wondering, why do they call you world-renowned Turbo Tractor? Because if you're so world-renowned, I'm sure I would have heard of you before.
Really? I mean, you've never heard of me?
Nope. And to be honest, I never knew the show existed until you invited me to join tonight.
Ouch.
But I gotta say, I like the positivity that I feel around here. Pleased to meet you. Do you mind if I just called you Turby for short?
Turby? That's a new one.
Turby, it just flows. You look like a Turby to me.
How? Turby hasn't been a name until you came up with it just now.
Turby, you, my friend, are unique. And therefore you need an all-original name. Turby.
Turby. How about that? Okay, fine. Call me Turby. Hey, why are you moving around so much?
You mean how I'm moving back and forth like this? It's how I stay loose and springy. It keeps my axles warmed up.
Really? What for?
Am a performer, and I've always got to be ready to put on a performance. You're looking kind of stiff there, Turby. You should try it.
Nah, I think I'm good. Thanks, though.
Not as good as you could be. Trust me, you'll feel much better after you're springy as a pogo stick.
Well, Ivy, come on. I'm not a pogo stick. I'm a tractor.
Ah, yes, you are a tractor. No wonder you're not catching on.
Hey, now what's that supposed to mean?
Come on now. Just try it. Pivot back and forth. Like this.
Whatever. Just gonna pivot back and forth and get as loose as a spring.
There you go. Just like that.
Alright, I get it. I see what you're saying. Alright. So now I'm all warmed up just like a springy pogo stick tractor thingamajig. Now what?
Let me think of something for you to try. Oh, I know. This is something called the bound in reverse. It's one of the first things that any circus dancer should learn.
Alright, what the heck? How's it done?
All you do is start with your wheels planted firmly in the ground, like this, and then press off so you fly in the air. Then use your momentum to reverse 180 degrees and come in for the landing. Like this. Ta-da!
Cool. You got up there pretty high.
The height comes 50% from the technique you use and 50% from the amount of suspension you have. Look at these axles. I've got a lot of suspension. Now, see how you can do.
Alright, so let's see if I remember how this works. So press off the ground to fly up in the air, use momentum to turn 180 degrees, and then land.
Simple as that.
Alright, here goes. Whoa!
Turby, are you okay?
I'm coming back down.
Okay, I'll cushion your fall.
Ow.
I did forget to mention that you don't want to give it too much power, or you'll go too high, like you just did.
Actually, aside from the landing, that felt awesome. I want to do it again, but this time with more power.
Not unless you have a professional trainer.
Yeah, probably right. Well, let's continue on with this interview. So, what is your favorite thing about performing in the circus?
I think the best part is being able to try new things. They have all kinds of loops and diving boards and ramps and rings that I can use to create an all-original performance.
When you say you create an all-original performance, do you mean that you never use the same act more than once?
Right. I always improvise and do something new each time.
That sounds like it could be really difficult. How are you able to pull that off?
It's really not all that complicated. Now here's how it works. I teach myself different moves and stunts to use, and when I'm comfortable doing them, I mix them up with other stunts and moves in order to create one big extraordinaire.
Okay, cool. As you improvise, how do you come up with which different moves to incorporate?
It just comes naturally, really. I've been doing it for so long that I don't have to think about it. I always know when it's right to transition into the next thing and what the next thing should be.
How are you able to do that so consistently? I mean, I know you said you've been doing it for a long time, but is there ever any little mistake that you can make which throws off your whole act?
No, I'm able to avoid that, and here's why. The key is not thinking about it. Like I said, I just let it fall into place naturally. As long as I'm not thinking about it, no calculations are necessary. I just go with the flow, and it's impossible to slip up and make a mistake when I'm just going with the flow. So I just don't think about it at all. Just let it happen.
So just don't think about it, huh?
Right. And that's the hard part, learning not to think about it. But once you get used to it, everything else comes easy.
Interesting. I know you're loving your time right now as a circus performer.
You know I am.
But I was wondering, is there anything else that you would aspire to do in the future as your recognition as a performer increases?
You know, my job as a circus performer is great. I love being able to perform every night. However, I've always wanted to star in a movie, and I'm looking for a chance to do that next.
Oh, a movie. That sounds awesome. You know, I've always wanted to star in a movie too. But since I'm a tractor, even though I'm an intelligent one, well, I'm not exactly fit for that sort of thing. However, running a talk show like this is an awesome alternative, and I wouldn't trade doing this for anything. Well, Ivy, it's been great talking to you and learning how to do a bound and reverse and all that stuff. Glad you're enjoying your time in the circus.
Yeah, Turby, thanks for having me on your show. This has been so fun. However, before I leave, just one more thing. Hit the lights.
All right. Thanks for joining us today for this episode of the Turbo Tractor Talk Show on the road. Tune in next time for another episode. Turbo Tractor signing out.